The ocean is huge and can be dangerous. Its vastness and unpredictability have always been a source of both awe and fear for those who venture into its depths. It connects different parts of the world, helps businesses make money, and inspires lots of stories about adventures and danger. From ancient trade routes to modern shipping lanes, the ocean has always been a vital artery for global commerce and cultural exchange. But deep under the waves, there's a hidden world where time seems to stop. This mysterious realm is home to countless shipwrecks, each with its own story to tell. This is where ships go to rest, ships that are too old, wrecked, or just left behind. These vessels, once proud and strong, now lie silent and still, slowly being reclaimed by the sea. These ship graveyards, sometimes called ship cemeteries, are more than just rusty old boats. They are places of history and mystery, where the past and present meet in a hauntingly beautiful dance. They're like underwater museums quietly showing us human ambition, clever inventions, and how time keeps moving forward. Each wreck is a snapshot of a moment in time frozen beneath the waves. These places give us a peek into the past, telling stories about trade on the sea, battles, and the lives of sailors. They are silent witnesses to the triumphs and tragedies of maritime history. Some ship graveyards happen because of natural disasters, like storms or dangerous coastlines sinking ships over hundreds of years. The relentless power of nature can turn mighty vessels into underwater relics. Others happen because of things people do, sinking ships on purpose to avoid problems, after a war, or taking ships apart in shipbreaking yards. Human actions, whether intentional or accidental, have also contributed to these underwater resting places. No matter how they got there, ship graveyards are fascinating. They are places where history, nature, and human ingenuity intersect in the most unexpected ways. They remind us how powerful the ocean is, how clever humans can be, and how even the strongest things eventually disappear. The ocean's relentless force and the passage of time ensure that nothing lasts forever. Come with us as we explore these underwater worlds and discover their secrets. Join us on this journey to uncover the hidden stories of the deep, where every shipwreck has a tale to tell. From the sunny Caribbean, where the turquoise waters hide tales of ancient shipwrecks and lost treasures, to the icy Arctic, where the frozen seas hold secrets of explorers and whalers who braved the harshest conditions, ship graveyards are everywhere. Each place has its own special story, telling us about the area's history on the sea and what shaped it. These sunken vessels are like time capsules, preserving moments from the past. Near Mauritania is the Bay of Nouadhibou, home to the biggest ship graveyard in the world. This bay is a haunting sight, filled with the rusting remains of maritime history. Hundreds of boats, from fishing boats to big cargo ships, are stuck there, rusting away. These vessels, once vital for trade and fishing, now stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time. It's a reminder of the environmental and money problems this West African country faces. The decaying ships also highlight the ongoing struggle between economic development and environmental preservation. Thousands of miles away, the Aral Sea in Central Asia is a sad example of an environmental disaster. Once a thriving body of water, it has now shrunk dramatically. It used to be a big sea, but now it's much smaller, leaving behind a desert with the skeletons of fishing boats stuck in the sand. These boats, now marooned in a barren landscape, tell a story of ecological collapse. In the warm waters of Micronesia, Chuk Lagoon reminds us of World War II. This lagoon is a submerged battlefield, a poignant reminder of the past. This underwater graveyard has dozens of Japanese warships and planes, sunk in 1944. These relics of war now serve as artificial reefs, teeming with marine life. Today, divers visit Chuk Lagoon to explore this underwater battlefield and remember the people who died there. It's a place of both historical significance and natural beauty. These are just a few of the many ship graveyards around the world. Each site offers a unique glimpse into the past, revealing stories of adventure, tragedy, and resilience. Each one gives us a special look into the past, a time when ships ruled the waves and the ocean seemed full of possibilities. These sunken histories remind us of our connection to the sea and the enduring legacy of maritime exploration. Ship graveyards are interesting to look at, often drawing the attention of divers, historians, and marine enthusiasts. But they also cause significant environmental problems that can be challenging to address. Sunken ships can be both beneficial and detrimental to the ocean's health. On the one hand, shipwrecks can become artificial reefs, providing homes and shelter to a variety of sea creatures. Over time, these sunken ships get covered in coral, sponges, and other marine life, creating vibrant ecosystems full of fish and other animals. But ship graveyards can also pose significant dangers to the marine environment. Many shipwrecks contain hazardous materials like oil, fuel, and asbestos, which can leak into the water and severely harm sea life. Additionally, the rusting metal can pollute the water and the seafloor, potentially harming sea creatures and disrupting the food chain. How a ship graveyard affects the environment depends on factors like the age of the ships, the materials they're made of, and their location. Understanding these factors is crucial for figuring out how to manage these underwater environments, reduce the risks, and keep them healthy for future generations. Ship graveyards are not just about the environment, they're also important for our culture. These underwater sites connect us to our past on the sea, teaching us about how ships were built, trade routes, and the lives of sailors. Shipwrecks can teach archaeologists and historians a lot about past cultures. Things found on these sites, like pottery, tools, and weapons, can tell us about old trading, shipbuilding, and the daily lives of sailors and merchants. Also, ship graveyards can remind us of important historical events like wars, natural disasters, and tragedies at sea. These sites help us understand the challenges and successes of seafaring and appreciate the sacrifices of people who lived on the sea. Protecting these underwater historical sites is important for future generations. By studying and protecting ship graveyards, we can learn more about our shared history on the sea and make sure these stories are told for years to come. Section 5. The Arniston, a sad story of survival at sea. It's 1815. The Arniston, a British ship, leaves Ceylon, which is now Sri Lanka, heading to England with spices, silk, and tea. Over 370 people are on board: soldiers, sailors, their families, and a few passengers. The trip starts well, but near the Cape of Good Hope, a terrible storm hits. The ship is thrown around in the rough water. The masts break, the rudder breaks, and the ship is pushed towards the rocky shore. In all the chaos and fear, only 6 men survive by holding on to a piece of the ship. Everyone else, men, women, and children, die in the sea. The loss of the Arniston shocked Britain, reminding everyone how dangerous sea travel was back then. Section 6. The Lusitania and the Lighthouse, a warning from the sea. The story of the Lusitania shows us how even the best technology couldn't stop the unpredictable ocean. This fancy British ship, known for its speed and beauty, had a sad ending during World War I. On May 7, 1915, while sailing from New York to Liverpool, a German submarine torpedoed the Lusitania near Ireland. The ship sank quickly, killing over 1,100 people. What makes this story even sadder is what happened with the old head of Kinsale Lighthouse. The British Navy told the lighthouse to turn off its light. They were worried the light would help German submarines find British ships. The sinking of the Lusitania, a big event in World War I, reminds us of the terrible cost of war and how powerful the ocean is. Section 7. Modern shipbreaking yards, recycling giant ships and the problems they cause. Many ship graveyards happen by accident, but some are made on purpose. These are shipbreaking yards, where old ships are taken apart and recycled. Alang, India has the world's largest shipbreaking yard, a huge industrial area along the coast. Thousands of workers there take apart ships piece by piece, often with simple tools and their bare hands. It's dangerous work. The shipbreaking industry is important for the world's economy, giving us materials for building and making things. But it also causes environmental and social problems. Worker safety is a big worry, and so is pollution from dangerous materials. Balancing economic growth, protecting the environment, and keeping workers safe is a constant challenge. As we need more and more materials, it's important to find safe and ethical ways to take apart and recycle these giant ships. Section 8. Uncovering the past. Shipwrecks, like messages from the past. Every shipwreck, big or small, is like a message from the past, preserving a moment in history. Marine archaeologists carefully study these underwater sites, digging up artifacts and writing down what they find. The Uluburun shipwreck, found near Turkey in 1982, gives us a look into the Bronze Age. This 3,300-year-old trading ship, full of goods from around the Mediterranean Sea, tells us about ancient trade routes, shipbuilding, and how different cultures interacted back then. Closer to home, the shipwrecks near the Outer Banks of North Carolina, called the Graveyard of the Atlantic, tell the story of America's history on the sea, from early explorers to naval battles and shipping. Section 9. Conclusion: Ship Graveyards. Remembering our history on the sea. Ship graveyards all over the world are like quiet reminders of time, showing us centuries of human work, cleverness, and ambition. They remind us that we've always been fascinated by the sea, our desire to explore and trade, and the dangers of the ocean. These underwater museums give us a special view of our shared history, telling the stories of ships, sailors, and the cultures that shaped our world. As we explore and learn more about these underwater sites, we understand more about our history on the sea, and what we can learn from those who sailed before us. It's our job to protect these delicate underwater environments, reduce the harm caused by ship graveyards, and protect these historical treasures for future generations. These watery graves hold lots of knowledge, waiting to be discovered and shared with everyone.